Hello everyone, it's Pro Wrestling Hype here, and I'm going to do a review of tonight's Raw, which was actually pretty good in my opinion. So I'll kind of just review everything that happened. So the show opens, and Vince McMahon and Brad Maddox are in the ring, and Brad Maddox apologizes to Vince for giving, John Cena the shot to pick whoever he wants to, for his match at SummerSlam. Um, and Daniel interferes and comes out during it and says, Vince, when are you going to stop, making a puppet out of Brad Maddox? We know what you're doing here, this and that. Um, and so on and so forth. Vince leaves, Daniel leaves. First match, Usos and Mark Henry versus The Shield. With Henry's past, The Shield's been kind of rough. Same with the Usos. Um, the match was okay. It was kind of just a slobber knocker here and there. Jay and Jimmy had a couple nice spots here and there. At the end of the match, after the Shield wins, Mark Henry attacks the Shield. After the match, he knocks them all out, and then they leave. So basically, finally, someone's kind of captain the Shield. You know what I mean? Someone's kind of taken him out, or taken them out. Then, after the commercial, it skips to a scene where a couple guys are making tuna or something backstage, just a couple schmucks. And Ryback enters and bullies them, basically bullying them around. He lifts one up to the corner of the room and says, is this what you wanted? He grabs the tuna sandwich and like smacks him over the face, get tuna all over him, just being a bully basically, and then puts the guy through the table. Says that's the kind of table I'm gonna put John Cena through tonight, which John Cena and Ryback will have a tables match later on for the main event. Then after that, Kane asks Maddox. He skips to a scene with Kane and Maddox, and he's like, where are the Wyatts? I want them. I want to see them. And this and that. And Maddox says they're not here. Um, so after the commercial, or I think there was a commercial there, it's Fandango versus RVD, which was a phenomenal match. But RVD wins, which I don't really understand. I mean, I'm all for RVD. I love RVD. I'm a long-time fan, but he's kind of at that point where like Fandango should be the guy that's getting the push. Even though he's had a push and he's got a good fan base going, he should have won. In my opinion, still a great match. RVD wins off the frog splash, so looked great. Then it's AJ and Big E have this weird, like, backstage promo. It's really kind of just a little awkward, and Big E seems kind of uneasy about AJ and her actions lately. Caitlyn versus AJ is the next match, and Caitlyn wins off the spear, and AJ freaks out. And the match was good. The match was good. I'll go off and say that. And AJ freaks out, and she's ripping her hair out and screaming and stuff. And then Ziggler comes out, and he mocks her. He's like, "Oh, haha, this and that." He interferes. He says, this is what you deserve or whatever. And she's flipping out. So now he says, "I want my shot with Big E. I want to fight Big E right now." So Big E and Ziggs get in the ring. They mash it up. Ziggler ends up winning because AJ interferes during the match, like usual. Big E flips out on AJ after the match and says, "What the hell are you doing? This is my match. Stop screwing with my shit." So it looks like everyone's kind of turning on AJ, and I'm not hinting anything, but I can see no one with AJ anytime coming up soon. I can see Big E leaving her as well. I'd say that's after after SummerSlam, maybe even after WrestleMania. So Daniel Bryan and Cena have a promo. They're backstage, and Cena's Bryan's like, Cena's a true. It was Vince McMahon telling the truth. Do you really think that I can't beat you? Is that the only reason you picked me? And then Cena goes, no, you shouldn't believe anything that Vince says. And then Daniel's like, but Vince has never lied to me. And then John Cena's like, you're calling me a liar? And then it's just kind of awkward pause there, and then they just kind of split. Next match is Alberto versus Christian. Great match. I expected Alberto to win, to tell you the truth. It looked that way. The momentum was building up that way. And then Christian wins off an armbar reverse. So Alberto goes to do his signature armbar, and Christian kind of rolls it out and pins him 1, 2, 3, and Alberto's freaking out. What happened? Great match as a whole. Next match is Barrett versus Rhodes. Pumped for it. I mean, Barrett's kind of a no one at this point, but Rhodes can will do what he has to do to push himself basically to the next level. So Rhodes wins, and you can see that the momentum is really moving for him, and he's really starting to evolve as a character and as a face. Then Sandow comes out and he goes, "Oh, sorry, you threw the thing, my Money in the Bank in the water, last Friday. So if you didn't watch SmackDown, you know, I'm throwing a blank here. Cody Rhodes steals the Money in the Bank and he throws it in the water, in the New Mexico Gulf or something like that, or the something like, I don't even know, but he throws it in the water and it sinks, and it shows this video of like Damien like jumping in the water and like drowning, and he's all like in pain and whatnot. So he comes out and says, I would hurt you right now, but I don't deal with carnies, basically calling his whole legacy and family a bunch of clowns is what he did, which is good. Good momentum for their rivalry, and I think we'll have a nice build-up over the next couple weeks. So, Daniel Bryan versus Kane. It's, they work together. They mesh very well, and the match goes on pretty good. And Bryan ends up winning off a roll pin on Kane, and Kane flips out. And after the match, Kane hits a chokeslam on Bryan. And basically just right as he's about to do his signature pyro, the Wyatt entrance type thing goes on. He says, "Oh, we're here." They walk out. The Wyatt family, the two other guys, I think it's Luke and something else, I don't even know their names, they run out to attack Kane, but Kane dips out of the ring and goes right after Bray. He grabs Bray by his neck, but then the two other guys, the henchmen, jump on Kane, throw him back in the ring, beat him up. They hold him down. Bray gets in the ring. Bray hits his finishing move or whatever, the weird kiss thing, and then he talks about how, like, oh, you call yourself the devil's favorite demon, but you're not a demon or whatever. That's basically what they're trying to say. Then it's Natalya versus Brie Bella, which I wasn't very excited for, honestly, and the match is going on pretty well, and basically, there was a promo cut before that where they called Natalya like a little pig, or no, an ugly duckling or something like that, because they're just annoying like that. And the match goes on, and it looks like Natalya is gonna win, but then you hear this weird, awful, screeching duck sound, and Nikki Bella comes out, and she's like blowing this weird whistle into the mic, and it's just stupid. She's like, "Oh, Natty, you're a duck, and this is not an ugly duck." Just stupid shit in my opinion. It really dulls down the Divas division, and Brie ends up winning some way. I didn't even really watch, honestly, to tell you the truth. Next thing, after the commercial, Paul Heyman and Curtis Axel are next to each other, and he's like, "You ready? You ready to show everyone that you're the best?" So they go out. Curtis Axel versus R-Truth, and I don't really know how that shows everybody that he's the best. I mean, R-Truth isn't even near the best, and I mean, I know that R-Truth spent more time with the WWE than Axel has, but still, it's just not much of a push. But anyway, they go out, and Heyman shoots, and he's like, "This is the best thing we have. This is the next guy. This is Curtis Axel, and he's the best." Then Curtis Axel actually speaks. Yeah, he grabs the mic and speaks. He says, "My dad was the Mr. Perfect, but I'm better than perfect." So basically, insulting his dead father. I don't know. It might contribute to the storyline. I don't know. Anyway, R-Truth and Curtis Axel battle it out, and then during the match, CM Punk comes out and attacks Curtis Axel, and then he's like, Heyman, you're next. So he runs over to Heyman. Heyman's like trying to crawl over the ringside thing, the barricade, but he's too fat to do it. So CM Punk grabs him. He's trying to grab him, and then Curtis Axel comes over. He kind of throws Axel. He doesn't end up getting his hands on Heyman. But one thing I found is that no one was awarded the winner of this match. Like, it wasn't like, oh, R-Truth won by interference. There was nothing. It was just a draw, and I think they didn't mean to do that. I don't know. But it was kind of, it felt to me like a flaw in the WWE's kind of routine, to say, oh, this is the winner because he or she interfered, but R-Truth didn't win. Anyway, next match, well, after the commercial, HHH Triple H is, basically shooting on Vince, and he's like, are you done doing this to Maddox? Are you done bullying everyone? Are you done bullying Daniel? And then he's like, no, I don't think he can win, and I just want someone to beat Cena, basically, is what he's saying. And then Steph's like, oh, we'll do a corporate makeover on Daniel, and then Vince is like, whatever, and then, Triple H is like, oh, it's worth a try. So we'll see that next Raw, what they try to do to Daniel, and I swear to God, if they do anything lousy to his character or to his look, I'm going to be a very upset man. Other than that, the next match is obviously Cena versus Ryback in a tables match. Cena ends up winning. It's basically a brawl fest completely. There's like a time where they both have like the steel steps and they kind of like throw it at each other, and Cena hits a that weird power slam type thing he does on one of the steps, hits a 5-knuckle shuffle. It leads to Ryback leaning a table up against the turnbuckle, and then Cena tossing him in and hits the attitude adjustment. And then Daniel comes out, and he's like, he just runs out and grabs the title. Like, he runs out after the match and grabs the title, and he walks up to Cena like he's going to give it to him, right? And then, right as Cena's going to go and grab it, he pulls it away from him and kind of laughs. And then he's like, just does like the normal, like, yes, yes, in his face. And that's how the show closed. So it was a really packed show. A lot of stuff happened tonight. I wouldn't say it's a can't miss, but I expected more out of it. I give it a 7 out of 10. Things that bothered me, the Bellas, the whole Bellas scene, and then when R-Truth was attacked last week on Raw, or the week before, by the Wyatts, and he comes back into action right away, but Kane had to take 2 weeks off when he got attacked the same way. Just flaws that I'm finding. That's ridiculous. Because Kane is supposed to be this monster, and R-Truth is stronger than Kane in some way. He can, like, retaliate quicker. I don't know. It was a good match. I mean, a good night, and I didn't, I had high expectations because I thought that I had, like, a prediction that, more things were going to happen with the Wyatts, but they seem to be doing the same thing every night. And I'm starting to lose it for them, honestly. At first, I was like, oh, I'm psyched. Bray is coming back. He's not Husky Harris anymore. Once the Husky chants were done, things were starting to move a little faster, and then things slowed down, and everything has been the same for the past couple weeks. So, I'm waiting for next Raw or SmackDown for something to happen. And, I'll give this a 7 out of 10, just solid, straight down the middle. It is leading up to SummerSlam, so we're building for SummerSlam now, and that's kind of what we got out of it. So I wasn't too excited for what happened tonight, but, they did what they could, and it was just an average good show. Remember to subscribe and like and spread the word and whatnot. Keep watching wrestling and keep watching me.